Chapter 6, Proteins and Amino Acids, Functions Follow Form. Why is protein so important? Well, protein is a source of energy and helps keep skin, hair, and nails healthy. Most people associate protein with food such as beef, chicken, fish, or milk. However, plant foods such as dried beans and peas, grains, nuts, seeds, and vegetables are also provide protein. Many protein-rich plant foods are also rich in vitamins and minerals. These plant foods usually are low in fat and calories. But did you know people living in poverty may suffer from a shortage of both protein and energy in their diet? When a diet lacks protein, the body breaks down tissues such as muscle and uses it as a protein source. This causes loss or wasting of muscles, organs, and other tissues. Protein deficiencies also affect your immune system, making people more vulnerable to infection and impairs your digestion and absorption of minerals and nutrients. In the USA and in other countries, most people are able to get more than enough protein to meet the body's needs. In fact, a more common problem in these areas is excess in intake of protein. Just as glucose is a basic building block of carbohydrates, amino acids are the basic building blocks of proteins. Proteins are sequences of amino acids. When building these sequences, your body has 20 different amino acids from which to choose. 9 of these are called essential amino acids because your body cannot make them and must go get them through your diet. Your body can manufacture the remaining 11 amino acids, which are called the non essential amino acids, when enough nitrogen, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen are supplied in the diet. Non essential amino acids do not need to be supplied in your diet. Some non essential amino acids may be conditionally essential if the body cannot make them because of illness or sickness, where the body lacks the necessary enzymes to make them. Other amino acids can become essential under certain circumstances. For instance, the amino acid glutamine is the main fuel for rapidly developing cells and plays a key role in transporting nitrogen between organs. Although normally considered non essential, it can become essential if the body needs for it increases substantially, such as which a person suffers from an illness or sickness. Amino acids are identified by their side groups. Amino acids have a central carbon atom attached to one hydrogen atom, one carboxylic acid group, one nitrogen contained amino group, and one side group unique to each amino acid. The side group gives each amino acid its identity. It can vary from one single hydrogen atom to a complex ring of carbon and hydrogen atoms. The variation in side groups mean that the individual amino acids differ in shape, size, composition, electrocharge, and pH. When amino acids link together to form a protein, these characteristics work together to determine that protein's specific function. Protein structure, unique three-dimensional shapes, and functions. Proteins are very large molecules. Just as we combine letters of the alphabet in different sequences to form a nearly infinite variations of words, the body combines amino acids in different sequences to form a nearly infinite variations of proteins. For this reason, protein molecules are very different than those of either carbohydrates or lipids. Amino acid sequence. Amino acids link in specific sequences to form strands of proteins, often called peptides, up to 100 of amino acids long. Each amino acid is joined to the next by a peptide bond. A dipeptide bond is two amino acids joined by a peptide bond, and a tripeptide bond is a peptide that is three amino acids joined together. The term oligopeptide refers to a chain of 4 to 10 amino acids, and a polypeptide contains more than 10 amino acids. A chain with more than 50 amino acids is called a protein. Proteins in the body and in the diet are long polypeptides, most with hundreds or even thousands of linked amino acids. Protein shapes. As a cell assembles into amino acids which go and becomes a protein, the protein assembles a unique three-dimensional shape that stems from the sequence and properties of its amino acids. This three-dimensional shape determines the protein's function and the way it interacts with other molecules. It gives this unique form and twisted shape of a hemoglobin, the iron-carrying protein in red blood cells. In the lungs, hemoglobin binds with oxygen and releases carbon dioxide. It then travels throughout the body and delivers oxygen to other tissues and picking up carbon dioxide for the return trip to the lungs. Protein denaturization, destabilizing a protein shape. If you have ever cooked an egg, you'll witness denaturization. As the egg cooks, some of its protein bonds breaks. As these proteins unfold, they bump into and bond with one another. Eventually, as these interconnections increase, the liquid egg itself becomes a solid. Raw egg white protein denatures and stiffens as it's getting whipped, and milk proteins denature and curdle when the acid is added. Denaturization is the first step in breaking down protein for digestion. Stomach acid denatures proteins and unconnel the structure into a simple amino acid chain that digestive enzymes can start breaking apart. The chemical links that hold a protein's three-dimensional shape can be disrupted. Changes in aesthetic of the protein include environment, alcohol, oxygen, temperature. Because a protein's shape determines its function, denatured proteins lose their ability to function properly.